folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to another top 10 list. This one was an idea sent to me from Taz, and he asked if I could do top 10 games that you could drop in and out of. Now, this is not a very easy thing to do in games. You're playing in the middle of a game, someone needs to leave, usually that's the end of the game. Sometimes if you're playing like a war game, you can say, well, their units all become neutral, but then the people they're next to becomes a problem for. So it's very difficult to find games that you can drop in and out of. This was a hard list to put together, and if I've missed something, the comments are a great place for you to point things out. So here we go, top 10. Number 10 for me is Gloomhaven. Now this one's number 10 because you technically can't necessarily drop out of the middle of a game, but you can drop in and out of a campaign fairly easily. Because everything for the character is kept in a box, and there's lots of campaign games that do this, but Gloomhaven I found to be pretty easy to do this with. I've actually done it, so I know that this works where, hey, the next game come in, you can jump in, here's your stuff, your decks of cards, whatever. Pick what you want to use this particular battle, and we'll go on and in and out. And so I kind of like that because for me, with a campaign game, it's hard to have the same people all the time. So having people come in and out is a nice thing to do. Number 9 is Coup. And this kind of works with any little game like this. In Coup, you are essentially playing cards and accusing people and getting points. If you can win the game or lose the game. Games are so short, really, that you can just keep playing multiple little games in a row. If someone needs to go, okay, you're out, next person jump in. The points don't necessarily matter, or you can just give them the points of the person who they're replacing, or give them points equal to whoever has the lowest score table. It's a very simple game to jump in and out. The game is all about lying to other people or telling if someone else lies, so it's a fun game for people to jump in and out of. Number 8 is Eldritch Horror. Now this is a big, grandiose game, and over the course of Eldritch Horror, your characters can die. And when they die, you just start up a new character and go on. Well, because of that, you can have people, if they fall out of the game, they die. Their character dies. And if someone wants to take their place, they can just come in and take that character and use that character and do different things with them. So overall, I think Eldritch Horror works in this situation. Number 7 is Fury of Dracula. Now, you can't drop out if it's only 2 players. But this, like many other team games, let's say you're playing a 3-4 player game. So 3 players are playing, and they're controlling the 4 hunters who are going after Dracula. A 4th person shows up and says, I'm interested in playing. No problem. Take the 4th person. Or vice versa. I gotta go. No problem. We'll control your character for you. This works for other things like Scotland Yard and stuff like that. But someone can kind of drop in and out. Now, if Dracula wants to leave, well, then you have a problem with that. Number 6 is Dixit. I could put a lot of party games in this list, but Dixit is such a fun game, and people can come in and jump in. Maybe a better game would actually be Apples to Apples or games like that. Again, you can just jump in, and in fact, many times I've played these games and someone's come by and go, this looks really fun. No problem. And again, with party games, when people drop in or they add, I just make their score equal to whoever's in last place. And that way they can catch up. They don't feel like they're too far behind unless the person in last place is doing terrible. But Dixit, a really fun little party game where you're trying to guess the cards that other people have. Number 5 is Concept, another party game, but this one's more of a party experience. And what's great about Concept is it's even better than Dixit because who cares? The game in Concept is barely there. You are just, one person is giving clues and everyone else is trying to guess the word. And you can just keep switching in and out. I played Concept times where by the time we were done playing, the group of people playing, other than myself, was completely different than the group of people that we started with. Because you just keep going on. It's like a pictorial 20 clues where you're putting cubes down and people are guessing. Very easy for people. They can just slide right up it and start guessing. A lot of fun. Let's see, that was number 5. Number 4 is Seventh Continent. Seventh Continent actually has rules in the game for when people drop in and out. Seventh Continent is an adventure game where you're going through and you're trying to discover things. I can start a single-player adventure of Seventh Continent, and you could join me, and we just have to shuffle some cards around to do a few minor things. It's easy to add you and takes people out. And I really like that about this game. You can save games in Seventh Continent, which is also a neat concept that this game has. But adding in and subtracting players to this adventure-style game is really fun. Number 3 is Duel of Ages. Yeah, or Duel of Ages 2. This is one of my favorite games, and this one's really easy because it's a team versus team game, and these are easier games to do this with. And so you each control a certain number of characters per team. So let's say we're playing 10 characters per side and there's 3 players and one of the players on the side has to leave. You just divvy up their characters amongst the other players. I haven't talked about Duel of Ages in a while, but it is a stupendously fun game with so many different cards and things going on. An anachronistic, historical, pseudo-fantasy type game, Duel of Ages. Number 2 is Ricochet Robots. Now, Ricochet Robots, the game says it can play from 1 to 99 players. And essentially, the way this game works is you have these boards, and these robots are... It's like a puzzle game where you will put out a token and you have to figure out how a certain robot gets to that token, and they are going to be bouncing off walls and or other robots, and you have to figure out the fewest moves. Well, it's really easy just to sidle right up to the table, look at it, and start playing. And also you're like, nah, this game boring, and you just slink away. Easy for people to jump in and out of. It's just basically people staring at a table, staring at the board, trying to figure out the best way to win. And number 1 for me is Shadows over Camelot. This is the one that, this is the game that always comes to mind because it's literally written in the game. There's a few other games that have it written in the rules, I think, Except the Continent and a few others. But Shadows over Camelot, a big cooperative game where you're the Knights of the Round Table and players, you can drop in, drop out, even if you're the trader. So they have all kinds of interesting mechanisms for that in play. I mean, not all kinds, but it's a very simple in and out. Now, here's the thing. Even though I would put Shadows over Camelot as number 1 on this list, and the order of this list is not set in stone, per se, but I don't think I've seen this happen more than 3 times over the many, many times I played Shadows over Camelot, but it can happen, and that's what we're asking about. So these are my top 10 games that you can drop in and out of. What did I miss? Tell me in the comments below. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.